So I'm forced this year to change the subject matter. It was supposed to be advanced financial management, but today I came across a friend of mine that we work with in our auditing firm called Aura and Co, Certified Public Accountants. I mean, this guy has mentored so many accountants. So I decided instead of us doing AFM, life is not about just number crunching only, all right? Life is also about, other things. So I decided to change the subject matter, and then we bring what we call mentorship for accountants. Mentorship for accountants. Now, because this is a big thing, I would want you to go back to your classes, including this AFR or whichever class that you find yourself in, where you have got individuals who would want to hear something to do with the accountancy, something to do with the auditing. How do you become an auditor? A great auditor for that matter. I would want you to go and share this link and tell these ninjas to join us. And I'll give you exactly 2 minutes to do that. Call everybody. Call your friends. Call your enemies. Call everybody into this live cast. So as you guys call your friends here to join us, with me here is CPA Job Madede. I taught CPA Job Madede over 18 years ago. And I'm so lucky that I'm working with one of the very best. So I'll give him exactly, not very, very many minutes, but how many minutes here? Talk of 10 minutes to tell us exactly what he does and what we need to do to become great accountants at the workplace. CPA Job, please take over. Take it away.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prof.
You have to shout a bit because of this.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm delighted to be in this meeting today. I've been invited by my mentor, my teacher, and my great friend, and my boss at the same time. My name is Job. As Daktari has said, I'm a qualified accountant. I'm a member of the Institute with very many years of practical experience in audit and tax. So I've been in the field of audit, tax, and accountancy for the last 19 years.
Sorry for that.
So basically, what I'm here today is to be able to help all of us to understand how do we become accountants? How do we become stable accountants who can be able to execute what is needed? And now let me tell you, friends, for many years, I practiced as an auditor, an external auditor. And my assignment was basically to review the books which accountants have prepared. I moved on and even became a tax consultant and did a lot of tax. But later in life, I've come to realize there is a disconnect between being an auditor, being someone who has an understanding of tax, and being an accountant. Being an accountant needs one to be very much informed on how he is going to prepare the books of accounts. It's easy to build down a house, but it's very difficult to build a house. So as auditors, most of the time we look at the works that the accountants have done and we can critique, we can propose adjustments, and that can be compared to pulling down a house. But as an accountant, to be able to build a house, this house, It's not easy. It needs structures. It needs plan. It needs preparation. It needs training. It needs materials. And the challenge we find in our industry today is that now the accountants that we are having, either they don't have the materials, either they are not trained, they are not prepared, they have not been well mentored. So what do we do in this industry now? Now that we have transited ourselves and we are now training accountants, what do we need to do? We talk to accountants like the ones I'm talking to today, that for you to become an effective accountant, you need practical touch to what is supposed to be executed. We go to class and we train CPA, we become qualified accountants, but all of us friends can agree with me that the knowledge we have in class at times needs an additional information for us to transit into the practical world. So the fact that you have been in class and you have trained CPA, you have qualified, you need another training to understand how these things are done in the system. You need another training to know how do we deal with specific sections of the areas that we learned when we were in class. And that's the disconnect that we have. And that's why RCM comes now and it feels there is need to bridge this gap. There is need when we produce candidates, that candidates need to understand that the theory that we have needs to be compounded with some practical knowledge and understanding. And this knowledge must oscillate as tax is concerned and accounting is concerned. So what do we tell our accountants is that after you have trained, there is need for you to understand, number one, how then do I apply my theoretical knowledge into the practical field? So when you get employed today at a client's place, someone offers you employment, you need to understand, first of all, are you going to work as an accountant manually or automated? And you can agree with me that RCM in this matter has been on the forefront of training accountants using various accounting packages. That's why at RCM, we are so good at training QuickBooks. We are so good at training Tally. We are so good at training various accounting software. Why? So that our candidates, when they go into the industry, they have a practical approach. Someone complained that how come our universities, when they produce our candidates, these graduates are not able to fit in the job industry. Some of us have been in these universities. And then we realized, no, we can bridge this gap. And at RCM, this gap is bridged when you are taught on how to apply QuickBooks. So that when tomorrow you get a job elsewhere, you know how to raise an invoice in Tally, you know how to raise an invoice in QuickBooks, you know how to relate the invoices you have raised in the accounting system with the iTax. When it comes to expenses, you know how to recognize expenses. You know how to keep your fixed asset. You even know how to depreciate your assets. So that it's no longer just theoretical issues. You as an accountant, when you are seated on a desk and you are being asked, why are you using straight line and not reducing balance method? You understand that while you are at RCM, you are taught on the need as an accountant to use the straight line method and not the reducing balance method. So as an accountant, now that all of us are building up stamina to become accountants, what we are telling people and dealing with the challenges that are on the ground is that let everyone understand that we need practical approach. To become an accountant, it is not just financial reporting. To become an accountant, you must be embedded with many areas of our field. You cannot be an effective accountant if you do not understand tax. So if tax is difficult, at least for theoretical purposes, then you need to understand that this tax is very important when you go in the industry. Why? There is no employer that will want to keep you if you cannot be able to perform statutory deductions. There is no employer that will be able to keep you if you cannot file these returns. He will wait for you to tell him, this is the pay as you earn, this is the NSSF, this is the SHIF, this is the housing levy that you are expected to remit. If you fail, then you have to understand that your job is on the line. So as accountants who are in this class, who are on this forum, we are proud to be associated with you. We are proud to be able to show you the way. Because if it has taken us 19 years to be where we are, to understand what is supposed to be done, then for mentorship purposes, we can take the shortest time possible to tell you, don't spend the 19 years that we have spent. Spend 2 years, spend 1 year. Take the shortest time possible. Be more successful than the years we have taken to be successful. So that as you become successful, you will also build other people to be successful.
Thank you, CPA.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So can we give this gentleman a round of applause? I mean, that talk is a powerful talk. On Zoom, there is a place where you can put in claps. On Zoom, there is a place where you can put in claps. I can see a wow there. Most of these ninjas do not know how to clap in Zoom. Great. At least I can see in Tiga. Great. I'm privileged here to have mentored so many people in this industry. One of them is the CEO, former CEO of KCB. Joshua Igara, one time was in my class. Now he's the CEO of Stanbic. One of the things that I always tell these accountants here to do for them to really be able to fit into the workplace without much pressure is this concept of tax planning. So you get somebody in this case here who is working, like now today we've been having an assignment with him in the morning because we work in the same auditing firm. All right. So you get in this case here, somebody working in a big company, and you're not advising these people, for example, like just fixed asset movement register, the property, plant, and the equipment register. All right. So you get like this company has got furniture. I mean, this guy is not even depreciating assets properly. You know, one of the ways of ensuring that you minimize on your tax obligations, in this case here, without hiding, what we call tax avoidance, all right, under the law, is to ensure, for example, you are taking care of your wear and tear expenses very well. I mean, you do the tax planning, like, for example, ensuring that most of the assets are owned by the, so we are advisors of these directors, and that is one thing that I would want my students here to be very good at. That is why whenever it comes to choosing subjects, if you're an accountant, I would always want you to choose tax. Of course, that is the bare minimum. They allow you to do double specialization. So if you are going for double specialization, do taxation and audit. Because how do you tell me? I know the kind of challenges that accountants are encountering outside here. Most employers would want their tax to be optimized. So if you never did advanced taxation, and then you have a company that is being registered as a foreign company in Kenya here, all right, then how do you get to advise? If this is a foreign company like the one that we've been handling this morning, would want such companies here to have like some offices in these tax havens, like Cayman Island, etc. Of course, at the end of the day, there is a way. We don't want to teach you guys how to cheat, but how to optimize what we call taxation. So that is something we shall be working together with you in the future, especially after you clear your BDA. After you clear your business data analytics, we are going to reintroduce back. We have done it with the WIM here at RCM. We're going to reintroduce this concept called what here? Practical accountancy, auditing, and taxation. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Not unless you have got questions from your end, I would want this to be an end by itself. Not unless you have questions from your side. There is this thing that people are saying that in accountancy, that the industry is already full. That this industry cannot accommodate new accountants. That there are no jobs. That already the industry is saturated. That's a lie. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot you can do as an accountant. I mean, by the time you understand all those IFRSs, if it is IS2 inventory, I know everything about inventory management. I know everything about, of course, in terms of financial reporting. I know everything about IFRS 2, share-based reporting. The moment you understand all that, you bring in aspects of tax, you bring in aspects of audit, and you are very good at this, then automatically you'll be able to fit in and you'll become a premium accountant. You'll become a premium accountant. The problem, most of us as young accountants, we are not willing to put in the very best. We're not willing to put in our all. We are only going into passing. And most of us are looking at assuming the pass rate is 40%. So long as we pass, that's what most of us tell me. So long as I pass, so what? For you, it is, even if it's passing at 40%, so you become a 40% accountant. You're not putting in your very best. If you put in your very best in terms of the technical knowledge, and then come and look at this other side, the soft area. Soft areas like, for example, public speaking, like what you're doing here today. You cannot go wrong. This is the very best of the profession that we have around. All right? But it depends on how you want to roll the ball. How you want to roll the ball. You must be among the very best for you to command a premium in the industry. Otherwise, you're going to hit a level where even getting an attachment will not be very, very easy, because in terms of knowledge, you are down, 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 down. I'm not seeing any messages. I'm not seeing any questions here. So that means that these guys, either they are not following. Great, great, great. So I'm so sure it was to be advanced financial management. All right, sorry for that interruption. I hope you are still together. Sorry for that interruption. It's Kenya Power that is really fluctuating. But what I was trying to explain, it was supposed to be advanced, but I'm so sure benefit from our talk.
And I think, Prof, there's one more thing.
Yes, please.
Friends, in as much as we go to class and we study, how do we secure attachments? Is there a role that you as a student play in securing an attachment? Is there a role that you as a student play in securing a job? I remember at RCM, and a client had told me he wants an assistant accountant. The only place that I ran to is where we have invested our hearts, and that was RCM. We shortlisted 9 candidates for an interview. I called 9 candidates to appear for an interview. Only 2 for the interview, 1 was. And this is a position of an accountant. And then, friends, we expect that we will make it. So there is a role that even us as students play when it comes to securing jobs, when it comes to securing internship. Presentation matters a lot. Someone said image is everything.
Okay, so you guys, are you able to hear us? I can see Selmy saying that you're not able to hear us totally. Are you able to hear us now? Are you able to hear us now? Great. Somebody is asking a very good question there. What happens when you are done with BDA and you never did taxation? KASNEB allows you to go back and redo that paper, and you'll be given a separate certificate. So KASNEB allows you to go back and do that paper. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing audit. And actually audit is my major external audit is my major kind of stuff that you're doing outside. Your teaching is part-time. teaching is part-time for me. We have a company, we run Aura and Company, certified public accountants. Audit is the major thing. And I know from the experience that you have gotten, at the end of the day, if you really know how to do tax planning, you'll be able to go to places that you have never seen before. That's why I would want all my students here to be very good in terms of what? Yeah, taxation. But now it's okay. So, and my friend here was trying to say something about this interview that he was able to do, of course, at our farm, where we were able to hire one lady called Saumu. All right. So it's like they never heard you very well. If you could just take a minute and repeat that.
Okay, friends. I was saying, as students, there is a very huge responsibility and a very huge role that rests on us when it comes to securing internships and when it comes to securing jobs. At times in the interview, we are not looking at how competent you are, but we are looking at how smart you are. We are looking at how honest you are and how punctual you are. And that's why I said, when I had an opportunity to hire an assistant accountant, I could not go anywhere other than RCM. Because to me, RCM produces the best accountants. For those that have gotten out of RCM, I have never been disappointed. But this time around, when I advertised, I got in 20s application, but the client only shortlisted for me 9 candidates to come for an interview. So I conduct an interview of 9 candidates and forward the names of 2 or 3 best candidates. Guess what happened? Out of the 9 candidates, only 2 came for an interview. And out of the 2 that came for an interview, 1 came in a t-shirt and in open shoes.
Great. Just imagine, was that really very, very good presentation? So at times people keep on complaining that, you know what, that we don't have jobs. I can assure you, so long as technically we're good, and then these other soft skills, you have them, I'm so sure getting a job outside here is not that bad. This has also happened to me severally, where we get, like I got some Chinese firm that wanted accountants, you send some people there, and then later on you realize that 2 of them never went, or even at times all of them never went. Even just calling back and making an apology that, you know what, I'm not able to make. Most of them. So most of you, ladies and gentlemen, you have got to know that you have a role to play. You as somebody who is looking for an opportunity for an attachment position or a job position, you have a role to play. You have a role to play. So Paul is asking, must I do public finance after doing AFM, AFR, AAA, and LM? Also exempted from AMA. Yeah, also exempted from AMA. No, you know the requirement, Paul, is that you can you are required here to do what here? 1, at least one of these optional papers. So if you're exempted from AMA, I don't know how that happened. Remember, those exemptions were recalled some time back. They were recalled some time back. So you need in this case here to go to KASNEB and ask. Otherwise, you will just do 1. Maybe you compare between AAA and advanced taxation, and you do one. But also that AMA of yours saying that it was exempted, those exemptions here lapsed some time back. If you don't mind, simply give me a call. Give me a call, and I'll be able to direct you. Give me a call. You give me your number, KASNEB number. I'll be able to direct you. My number is 0721 620 183. 620 183. 183. Sawa. All right. And then, ladies and gentlemen, of course, it will be very important for me to advertise our audit firm, of course, professionally. We have what we call Aura and Company, certified public accountants. So if you want a professional firm, which will be able to work with you through this journey of automation, from automation we advise, all right? We help you install systems, help you train your accountants, right? Then we go through, in this case here, the process of now bookkeeping, all right? Financial reporting, ensuring that the standards are applied very well, very well. All right. And then, of course, at the end of the season, we are also able to do what here? Audit, external audit, like that. And then most importantly, because we do what we call quarterly reviews, that's if you give us a retainer, we shall be also be advising you on matters to do with what? Taxation. Taxation. So if you are interested with our business, our services here, just call us. You can call us at 0721 620 183. Otherwise, CV for review, yes. Accounting systems that we train, of course, we have the basic book, QuickBooks. You must start from QuickBooks. We have Tally, we have Sage. The only one we don't train, and it's because I was not able to get an environment, a training environment, is SAP. But all these others, you shall be able to get them at RCM. Oracle, no. Oracle as well, we don't have. Oracle, no. Securing a job nowadays has become a hard nut to crack. I agree. You'll find someone who's done with CPA still jobless. We need SAP too. We shall be able to. Now, this thing of joblessness, I don't know how comes, for example, like Mwalimu here. Maybe it could be network. I don't know. I find it like, for example, like most accountants have trained, maybe you don't even have to be employed. Maybe you don't have to be employed. Once you get your skills, nice skills, you can know a way of presenting yourself outside there. Like, for example, if you know how to handle taxation matters, that's this filing of returns, and then start producing videos, small videos here and there about financial management, about investments, about taxation. I've seen the guys really breaking through in a big way and even ending up becoming employers. Like there is this lady that I normally see, it was my student about 4 years ago. This lady, her firm starts with R something, right? She's doing wonders. Even now she has reached a level where she's able to handle webinars like now what we're doing, all right? And now she's getting clients. I also believe, as accountants, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have got quite so many things. Just like in the Bible, how they tell us something to do with these guys who are given like, were they talents? We have so much. If you were good in terms of public presentations, and then you are good in terms of taxation, without fearing anything, start making these videos. You'll be surprised. You'll be able to reach out to so many people, and so many people will come asking for your services. You start with a briefcase kind of a business, and then at the end of the day, it shall flourish to something big. You can also, in this case here, come and partner with us. You can partner with us, of course, in terms of attachments, and then we grow slowly like that. But provided, ladies and gentlemen, you are good in terms of just your skills, number one, and then you start publicizing yourself. You cannot go wrong. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. Yeah, you can, in this case here, be employed or start your own practice, enterprise. Thank you very much, Rhoda. We don't have to be employed, all of us. Really. You'll be surprised. Like myself, I remember how I started teaching. I mean, I just went and told one of the directors of Visions, I remember those days, that I would want to start helping you, small in quantitative analysis. And here I am, owning a very big, online college. So this concept of volunteering, volunteer, be outgoing, go to social media. If you're going to some of these big churches, like I go to one of the biggest churches here, let people get to know what you're doing. It's called networking. You may just start, in this case here, you may start small. You may start small, giving talks in those kind of church events. At the end of the day, less than a year, you'll get someone telling you, hey, I like what I hear you saying. Can we work out something? Like now at CITAM, we have this, is it a business forum? Yes. Yes, business forum. It's about networking and volunteering. Start even from family level. Start filing returns for people, your family members. Let that network keep on. Let people know that you're filing returns. At first, they can be for free. But trust me, you do this thing year in, year out, you'll become a tax consultant. Go and talk to some of these cyber people. cyber people, they are opening PIN numbers for their consumers, their customers, I mean. All right. So I agree with them. Fine. You guys are opening these things for your people. But whenever there is an issue, because at times their customers run into issues that they can't handle. All right. I've even seen some cyber cafes. I mean, having like a special section where they do like kind of tax consult. So I believe it is like now people like ourselves who partner with those cyber cafes. There is something for everybody. There is something for every accountant outside here. What matters is your knowledge. What do you know? And how do you sell yourself? Start volunteering, and then at the end of the day, I can assure you with lots of confidence, you shall overcome. Do you have anything to add?
No, I've just seen Rodak says, everyone has a different path. You can be employed or start your own practice.
Yeah, how you connect with others is also important, okay?
Yes, I agree with you. How you connect with others is very important. I have come to realize that the path to consultancy or the path to career, at times you might not be the most competent. You might not be the best. But the path to either good consultancy or to a good career is the networks. And the networks comes from the people you relate with, the people who trades you, the people who mentors you. So Rhoda, I agree with you. Relationships are key.
Thank you. I can see from Sylvia, and this is very good. I can tell you, Sylvia, if this was a physical class, straight away you would have gotten a high five from me. This is something that has really, really worked for me. I can see Sylvia saying here that the greatest things with people is fear of starting. Fear of starting. So many people fear nothing. We fear nothing. So long as we get started, we start in this case here publicizing ourselves. By the moment you hit even CPA part 2, whatever knowledge you have with yourself there, trust you is something that you can sell. So what we fear is basically how to get started. And then number 2, we don't know how to monetize our skills. So we start by volunteering, but after some point, once we have our community, then we need to start knowing how do we monetize now this thing. And you'll be able to, like now, a very simple question. How did you guys get to know about RCM? If you can just respond. How did you get to know about RCM? How did you guys get to know about RCM? Somebody, how did you get to know about RCM? YouTube. Great. YouTube. Great. There must social media, Facebook, referral and social media. You can see there. Referral by just a general friend, referrals. Great. So, and that is it. So it's all about how you network. You can't afford to be really, inactive. We must get out of our comfort zone and allow ourselves, in this case here, to be embarrassed at times. There are people who come to our offices here. But Mwalimu, I got this job. Like a young man came to my office the other day. And I've gotten, in this case here, somebody who owes KRA about 140 million. All right. And I've tried doing this and this and this. And now you see this young man. He has gone to a level where he can get somebody who trusts him with this kind of information that I owe KRA 140 million. Let's try working out things. So this young man was able to come to our office, and we were able, in this case, now to help the client prepare. You know, at first you have to prepare financial statements. Even knowing how to handle KRA people is something that you need to learn. Because KRA people, they can't just come to you like today. They tell you want financial statement, and then you start panicking. No, there are notices to be given. Tell these people that we know. We have this consultant of ours. Go and even talk to them. That's our own company. Or, for example, just give us this number of days. Come after this. They'll know that exactly you are right. So it's all about like kujituma. Unasema kujituma. Ya unajituma, but most importantly, please, now you are at that stage where you are getting lots of knowledge. Get lots of knowledge. Try to establish, like now this. We should be able to establish this as an RCM. The public speaking classes. Once I'm so sure we appreciate how to speak boldly, not even about fluency in English, but becoming bold as you speak. Trust you me, that boldness can open great doors for you. Can open great doors for you. But most importantly, as Sylvia is telling us, it is the ability to just get started. Like this afternoon, just go to TikTok, do like a live, tell people why it is important. I mean, with this era of ChatGPT, if you go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, for example, in Kenya here, how do we do tax planning? ChatGPT will give you a whole write-up. Take that write-up, generate this to PowerPoint slides. Start in this case here telling people that now you need to do this and this and this. And then now, of course, to be able to concretize that, you can come to us now, we show you the practical bit of it. And then it will be done. You'll be done. So the most important thing, let's get started. Let's get started. So, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen, from us. It's much love to you guys, and we really pray that you will succeed in this great industry. So thank you so much. I shall be bringing CPA Job along with me in these live sessions often. So it's a face you need to get started getting used to. I hope we have done justice to today's session. Bye. Thank you so much, Lorraine. Thank you, and bye. Thank you.